we go. We are live. Hello, hello. Welcome to I guess you'd say a special edition of Smudgin' of Curmudgeon. I am Bill Adams, and to my other side, that I can never get right, which side, stage left, is the birthday boy himself, Mr. Dewey Conway.
Oh,
First
yeah.
off, happy birthday, Dewey.
Thank you very
Celebrating
much.
your life in this world.
As it is, yes, such as it is. Celebrating my life. Yeah, today's been pretty low key. It's hard to have a birthday on Wednesday. What do the
Why?
it's
It's a good day.
it's the middle of the week. What do the kids say? It's hump day. I don't know.
Kids, but that's like from the 90s, dude.
Okay,
That was like
so
what before ZB was born. We started making those jokes.
I don't
Not
want to talk
kids
about
these days.
ZB. I'm mad at him.
Uh-oh.
You hear
Uh-oh.
that? You hear that, Zeeb? I'm mad at you.
Uh-oh.
Anyway,
Well, we'll take this one off topic.
I'm joking. I'm just joking. Yeah,
So today, why we're having this quote-unquote special edition, besides celebrating Dewey's birthday, is also a birthday of our book, The Tenacious Tale of Tanna the Tendersword. It is 1 year old today.
1 year.
So,
yay.
a year ago, we put this little book out into the world, and yeah, it's been a crazy year. What do you think, Dewey?
Well, I think we're going to get into it about what kind of year it is. But with you announcing that it's the 1 year anniversary of Tanna, the birthday of Tanna, I think maybe we need to do our curmudgeon scale because that might affect it.
Okay, well, let's say hi to some people that are here. Oh, Alex, hey
Oh
Alex,
yeah.
thanks
Let's
for
say hi while
joining
I'm
us.
while I'm getting it ready.
Yeah, get it ready because we were
Because it
last
takes me.
minute this stuff here. Hey Pete,
Pete's here, yay! Hey
we got
Pete.
Pete. We got Mr. Nick Alexander,
Alexandropoulos.
because he's Greek. Long names. Hey, it's Tim.
Tim's here.
Tim. Oh yeah, see, we get this one. He's so lazy. Switch accounts.
It's been a year. Well, Tim, you've had a longer than a year.
Yep.
And you'll see. You're actually in my little presentation.
Uh-oh.
Okay. No, in
Yeah.
a good way.
Okay. All right.
All right. So
Okay.
I'm sharing my screen here. So, for those that watch, we always start with rating our curmudgeon. I would say that today is not a typical curmudgeon rating day because it's my birthday and it's the birthday of Tanna, and so that affects my mood. I'm going to start with Bill. How's your curmudgeon? And then
I'm not in a bad mood today. I'm like too tired to be like in a bad mood. Like it's one of those things. Single parenting this week because my wife is out on a business trip, so I am just like very little sleep, very little thoughts running through this head of mine. So it's hard to be angry. So let's just put it medium, 5 or 6.
Oh, how about a 5?
Oh, yeah,
That's right. You sound like a 5. Your voice sound you sound pretty happy.
I don't have thoughts to be a curmudgeon today.
Well, I will say that usually I'm at 8 or 9, but today I think I'm going to join you, Bill. I'm going to be down at a 6-ish right there because it's been a little annoying today. But yeah, I'm there. I'm there.
Uh-oh.
But it takes
breaking the whole system here.
I know, but just keep in mind it takes a birthday and it takes a 1 year anniversary of a book to get me down a couple notches.
Woo!
Yeah. And pizza. I had pizza. So
good. So did we.
That helps too. So yeah, I have Nick says I brought the PowerPoint slides. Yeah, I have one. So I'd like to get right into it. Let's celebrate Tanna just a little bit. That's what this video is all about. This very special episode of Smudgin' of Curmudgeon. So I made a little. Well, I didn't make the actual slide deck, but I made one little slide, And so I wanted to kind of cover some things here, some highlights. This is kind of the weirdness of being published for a year. First and foremost, the absolute top of the list has to be the fantastic readers that have read Tanna and have supported Tanna, and the whole. This was the part that I wasn't anticipating. This was the part that I didn't think would happen, and it has. And I just wanted to give shout outs to two of the very first ones that we first ratings of Goodreads anyway that we had, which was from Ashish Rastogi. He gave, I know you can't really see it too well, but he was one of the very first ones that rated us. And Mr. Timothy Wolf also was one of the first ones that rated us with his epic Galdifort, where are you? Entrance. I just love that. And because of this, we have at this time, as of today, 81 ratings on Goodreads after 1 year, with 46 reviews, standing at 4.3, which tells us, it's just mind blowing. So I want to send a heartfelt thank you to everybody out there who has taken the chance to read this story.
Yeah, I want to piggyback that one because it's, we've talked about this in past videos or streams, Dewey. This is a middle grade book. We're in a sea of adult and like some young adults in the indie community. So it's kind of hard to find that middle grade niche, and the fact that we've gotten such great love, great support, found great people throughout this year has just been amazing. And then on top of that, it's not so much, or in addition to finding all those great people, who knows how many of them have given it to their kids. All the kids that have actually read this book because of the support we've got from the adults in the family is just, it's just so amazing. It blows my mind, to see that we're at 80 plus ratings in 1 year. That blew my expectations out of the water going into it, and I couldn't be happier with that.
Yeah, me too. I think that we've had a few reviews from some kids, and maybe 3 or 4.
Yep.
And not to knock the adults. I love reading. Well, I don't typically read reviews, but when I do, I do appreciate them so much. But reading the ones from the kids just makes my heart go, oh, that's awesome. Especially the good, when they're like, oh, I really loved Pegs, and I love. They usually all like Pegs, but we'll come back to Pegs. Anyway, so
obviously
the second,
how Dave comes into the chat with it. So
yeah, Dave is one of our. Dave's was one of a huge fan of Pegs, and I am everlastingly thankful for that because that's just awesome. Pegs is my. Okay, so the next category is contests and stuff.
Yeah, your favorite topic, right?
Yeah, I'm not okay. So a little backstory. I'm not huge on contests. I don't like competing. I think it's
you're not into competition. You don't go out there wanting to beat everybody's butt in basketball or whatever sport.
Bill, don't even start. I'm one of these people that likes to find the good in everything, and I don't like contest because it pits you one against the other. I think sometimes, and that's good too. That's a good thing. But with the creative endeavor, it's just difficult. Anyway, but this year we got as Spitbo finalist, which I have come to learn is very cool.
Yeah, just a little bit there, Dewey.
It's a very cool thing, and I want to express it. Being in this contest, regardless of ranking or whatever, is just a springboard to visibility and recognition, and it's just really a good feeling to have. And the other one was it's a terrible picture, but it's a picture of the best in, what is it? Best indie book awards.
Yeah,
Uh,
Best in Indie
where
Book Awards.
and this is a little funny one. I'm gonna let Bill talk about these, but this one is hanging on my wall. Bill has one too. It's the best book cover award for Tanna, which just for children's, right? So
Children's, yes.
it just
So
that blows my mind.
what this was is there. This is another indie comp uh, that you could submit to, and it does cost to submit to enter. But I entered our book on a whim, and not really a whim, but on a surprise. I did not tell Dewey that I entered this,
No.
and he had no idea that I did it. And the whole goal was there was a couple categories that I submitted this to. There was the cover, and then there was also an artwork, interior artwork contest or award, part of this contest. And yeah, we won the cover award for the children's cover, and it was a complete shock. I was so excited when we got the award, like when we got the email telling us we won, and I could not wait to share it with Dewey because for those of you that don't know or haven't read this book yet, Dewey does all the artwork. Like there is not just the cover, but he does the artwork inside as well. So the reason I did this was just to celebrate him for this work he did for our book. So it was just so cool, and then getting it's like a plaque. It's like this big. It's a good like 2 feet by 1 foot or something like that. It's a nice size,
Yeah.
and it's cool. It's a very cool piece of hardware, I guess you could say. And yeah, we both got one because the contest people were really awesome. I was just expecting to take a picture with it and show it and then send it off to Dewey, but they're like, "Oh, we'll give you both one." I was like, "Heck yes!" So yeah, onward and upward. We got 2 amazing competitions, and we did pretty decent in them. So it's kind of nice. It feels
Well,
gratifying.
For Spiffbo, we're the first middle grade ever to
In
enter
10
Spiffbo,
years, in 10 years of
and
competition, we
which
are the
is
first middle grade to make it to the finals. And I think they even said we're the first middle grade book to make it as a semifinalist. So that's pretty darn good. Out of 10 years, 3,000 books that have been made it into the competition, and we're one of 100 that are in the finals, which is just crazy in and of itself. But then to be the first middle grade book, we got really lucky with our judging group. The judge, Dr. Philip Chase, and then his sub judge. He had a couple sub judges read a bunch of books, and then they picked a semifinalist to go to the finals, and he read all the semifinalists, and he picked the final. Brian Bell of BellTube was our sub judge, and we got super lucky because he told the subgroup that he was going to read every book from front to back, and he was going to put his personal tastes and bias aside and pick the best book. And something like that, being in a competition where it's been mostly adult, mostly dark fantasy, hard R type fantasy, we got very lucky. And it's just, even though the competition is coming to an end, it ends next month, and it's been a whole year almost with that competition as well. It's just surreal still
Mhm.
to think that we made the finals of it.
Yeah. Well, and it's definite. It's humbling to be with that group of other folks on that list. Those the nine other finalists that are there, and it's just really something else. So I'm very grateful for that. Um, Also, we made 2 best reads of 2024 lists, which I thought was really cool, and not surprisingly, it's going to be Brian Bell, Bell 2, He listed this 10 most excellent book surprises of 2024. So maybe it's not best read, but most excellent book surprises. And he's going on. I did not expect this. That was which I think is fun. And then, but we did make his Dr. Chase's Tanna the Tendersword favorite reads of 2024. So that's wild, to say the least. That we made two lists. So onward and upward, right? And that's all I got. I just got 3 little categories. I thought that'd be fun to do. I didn't do any like money or anything like that, like how many we've sold. Hey Tim.
Tim. Yeah, I mean, off the top of our head, we've done pretty good with sales. Like, we've given out a lot of freebies. In one of the free sales we did, we almost gave out like 1,300, 1,400 copies. But as far as sales goes, we've sold almost 500 copies, or no, I'm sorry, almost 300 copies, which
Crazy.
Most of them are physical, the paperback or hardcover. The ebook is, normally when you think about indie books, it's the ebook that is usually the one that people buy. But yeah, you got physicals.
Awesome.
And I think it's because of the artwork.
Well, it's definitely different. It's not your typical fantasy cover, but well, so I have some questions to kind of get us going here. Oh wow, that's cool. I actually have all the artwork pulled up because I'm redoing. We talked about that. I have all the artwork in separate files, like ready to show, which is funny. I was going to make a slide of that, but I thought, you know what, buy the book, maybe.
Yeah, we got to show our work, right?
I'm just joking. No, but
no, I'm not. Buy our book.
all right, yes, support your indie authors. Like, subscribe down below. Okay. Alrighty, I do have questions, but these questions are for Bill. But I wanted to take a pause and see if you want to talk about something else before we get in here. Do you have anything?
No, I mean, like I said, this is just a fun little short celebration of Tanna.
Yeah.
So like this has just been a crazy year, and it's just mind-boggling that it's been a year already. Like personal life stuff, there's a lot going on, in my personal life with adding another to my brood and all that stuff. So that feels like a year, but like the fact that this has only been out for a year is just crazy. It feels just like yesterday, really.
In a lot of ways, it does, and all these questions are Tanna related. So everything that's coming up is going to be related to our journey or to whatever. So it's not too funny, I guess, but
we can make it funny.
Yeah. Well, this whole thing was funny. The whole process, the fact that it happened was funny. So we have 8 questions here. I thought, I have the spinner, but do you want the spinner, Bill, or do you want to just choose one?
Just go with number 3.
Number 3, money bags. Okay. What do you think readers take away from Galdifort's arc specifically? So I wanted to hear from you, because
that Dewey in real life is a very grumpy person that is always lost in a book somewhere, or drawing or writing something down.
Mostly, yeah.
For those who haven't read it, Galdifort Quillpen is our point of view character. You would think, with the title being The Tenacious Tale of Tanna the Tendersword, that Tanna would be our main character, but no, it's Galdifort. He's a chronicler in training, so he wants to be a chronicler, and he's writing said Tenacious Tale. He's grumpy as all sin. He's by the book, doesn't like Tanna's optimism, Tanna's carefreeness, like all that good stuff. So in this arc, in this journey, or in this tale, Galdifort starts very grumpy and then ends still very grumpy, but actually trusts Tanna. So I think the thing you could take away specifically from Galdifort is even if you don't like somebody, you could still learn to trust them and come to rely on them and still be friends with them. Like you can grow into a relationship. It doesn't have to be sunshine and rainbows the first time you meet somebody. So I think
Yeah.
that's one of the big things, especially when you're younger. You know, you could be so like I just remember being a teenager and it's just like you have your cliques and all that stuff back in high school and middle school and stuff like that. So it's like you can breach those stereotypes and those cliques if you just open yourself up.
Yeah.
And for Galdifort, it's all about opening himself up.
Which he does a little bit.
Just a smidge.
Uh, yeah, a smidge. And you're right. Gallivort's arc is all about learning to trust Tanna. And that's really it. And spoilers, he does. And he ends up, I think, a better person for it. And that's really a lesson, I think, for young kids. And as we have a lot of adult readers, it's hard sometimes, I think, as an adult reader to see a simple lesson like that be an important lesson, but it is. It's an important lesson for for 11 and 12-year-old kids to just know that not everything is centered around me. I'm not the center of the universe. I have to learn to be able to see other people for who they are, and also to be able to trust that that person has my best interest at heart. And Galliford doesn't in the beginning, but in the end, he does. He begins, and she earns it. Tanner earns that. So, anyway, we think both that's a great lesson for kids, and an important one. All righty.
Absolutely.
Well, why don't you choose another one here, Bill?
All right. How about number 6?
Number 6, the candelabra. Is there a scene you're most proud of, and one you still cringe at?
I think the one I'm most proud of, and I don't want to take away from all the other stuff, but the epilogue with
Mm,
Berna as the point of view, that was a 100% Bill ad. And
yeah,
I think that really, and the reason why I really like that one is because it takes your ideas that you had about the different magic types and stuff that were in your previous drafts and kind of opens this up in something that's a little bit different to what the overall other story, the rest of the story is. And also, it's
yeah,
just really fun to write. And because like we hint at a lot of things with um, characters, who they are and stuff like that. So I love that. I love that scene.
it's a fantastic epilogue.
But I will
Absolutely.
say another scene that I really, really, really enjoy is the first owl door knocker scene. It's still like my favorite scene of the whole book. Uh, when Galdifort has to give the owl door knocker his golden belt, and
As payment to
love
enter
it.
the
That
door.
scene just cracks me up.
And he spits it back out. All right, yeah. Awesome.
Cringe? I don't have one for cringe. I mean, there's nothing really cringy in the book.
Yeah. I was just wondering. I can't think of one either where it's like, I could have done that better. Or,
Um, yeah, no, I mean, we did a pretty good job of streamlining some scenes and
yeah.
punching them up. So I don't think there's really any that we could have done better off the top of my head.
Let us know in the comments below what you think, and we'll ignore it. Okay, going back. So sorry. All right, let's do a couple more.
Yep. Do number 1 for 1 year
Oh,
anniversary.
what has been the best part of this journey and the toughest part?
The best part has been publishing this book with you, Dewey.
Oh,
Yeah.
Same,
Oh.
same.
Yeah. Right.
As the kids do. Oh, look, see, I've got this thing on my
Oh,
computer where
jeez.
if I do a heart, it does hearts. See?
Yeah. See,
Oh.
there you go, Dewey. There you go. Dave has the comment. Uh,
Ah,
toughest part, publishing this book with you. I mean, just
that was
publishing in
hard.
general
It was hard.
was really hard because
It's
I know we've said it before, but like this indie pub is not set up to do co-authors, uh, so it was a fun learning curve.
yeah, that was interesting. And just so everyone knows, well, in the beginning, we were using Kindle Create, which is the software from Amazon, which I'm glad it's free. There's a reason it's free. It's it's very difficult to use, but we've upgraded to Atticus, which is better, but it's still got its little quirks. So I'm hoping that book two isn't as difficult. It's proving to be a lot simpler for images. There's a lot of pictures, so it seems like publishing isn't friendly to pictures, and especially in kids' books,
Well, especially
especially
considering you're putting
headers.
them in like specific spots in the text.
Yeah,
It's
it
not
it
like it's at the beginning of a chapter or something or a header. Like we do have headers, but like the images were like splayed certain places and
yeah, it's not the best for that.
it's not best. And but also I think we know how to work it better this time around.
Well, I'm
Hopefully.
not using Kindle Create. There's no way.
No,
It's
no, 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 no. I'm talking about
no.
like with just yeah, yeah.
um. So, how about another one? Maybe two more. So I don't want you to. I don't
No,
want to.
it's number 5.
Number five. What would assistant coordinating Abbott Darnicus do if he had to host a kid's birthday party? What kind of party would he throw? Maybe describe for the folks who this is.
Yeah, so assistant coordinator Abbott Darnicus is Geldifort's arch nemesis, basically. And he is one of those teachers you had back in the day that would always demand everything be done a certain way, by the book, by the numbers, and you can't go outside the lines, basically. Uh, So yeah, a birthday party for him would be what? Hosting micro birdie hosting.
Oh, I
They're
don't know.
complete opposite characters.
Yeah, Mike's party would be very chaotic, I think. Versus Darnicus, who would have everything written down in list, but it would also be the color of choice for the party would be gray. Uh,
The color of porridge
oh yeah, well there you go.
for
I
micro
don't
birdie.
I don't know why I wrote this question. I thought it was funny. What would it be like? Because he's also, we're doing book two, and Darnicus is in book two. And anyway, alrighty. So we have a king's crown, a key, a dragon,
Number
and
7,
okay.
Orlon the Old.
What's one of the funniest moments of this journey between us?
Funniest moments of this journey.
I can think of one. Uh,
Well, go ahead, tell me.
when you told me what Spitbo was, and I was like,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah,
You still laugh about that.
yeah, I do. Because you still it took probably about 6 months for you to learn what Spitbo was.
No, 2 months or so.
If you
And then
say
I
so.
started, well, I mean, yeah, November. Maybe it was December. I was like, oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Uh, yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think I don't have an answer for this one. This is a stumper. Because, we've had funny comments on the side, so I can't really,
Okay. Yeah. We're just we're a couple of wild and crazy guys.
Oh yeah, and Steve Martin and
Dan Aykroyd.
Dan
Um,
Aykroyd. That's right.
yeah. Yeah,
Well, it's not really
Tim.
a power move when I'm the one that knows what it was,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
Dewey
He's
didn't know what it
Bill
was.
knew everything about it, and it's I'm not trying to diminish it. It's truly I didn't know, and so it's just and honestly, I don't care. I'm not now like back then. I didn't care. Now I'm like, oh yeah, this is great stuff. Because it's that recognition, and I want to you appreciate all of the energy that goes into it. But at the time, I didn't realize that it was that thing. Anyway, um,
Oh yeah, so wild, Nick.
too often. Yeah, yeah, you can just tell. Uh, okay, so we have a crown, a key, and let me maybe one more.
You choose
I don't remember which ones they are.
2, 4, and
Let's do
8.
two. What do you think makes Tana a different kind of hero from the usual middle grade fantasy protagonist? I want to hear it from you.
Well, I haven't read as many middle grade books as you have,
Oh,
so
okay.
my frame of reference is Half Sword Will Travel, The Adventurers Guild, part of Fable Haven, and then obviously like The Hobbit and those type of
Right.
books. Uh,
Yeah.
yeah, so I mean I can't remember
S-
the character's name, but she reminds me of the one character from Half Sword Will Travel.
right. I can't remember either. That's a book by Garth Nix, another karate duo.
Yeah, yeah, I cannot
Um,
remember the character's name, but very similar concept. Uh, I think what's really nice about Tana and what I love about Tana is that she's fallible and she knows she's going to be in the right, like does do things right regardless. Uh, but she also knows that she's fallible, which is a good thing for
yeah.
kids to learn. But yeah, what do you think though, Dewey? What makes her different?
Well, and I kind of agree with this. A lot of well, I don't really agree too much with this, but I could see the point. We've had people say that she's unlikable, in that as a main character, unlikable because she's so over the top and has such a constant energy going on. But that's kind of the point,
Yeah,
that she's the complete opposite of Galdifort, and that what I think makes her different is that she's pure. She's naive. She's not one of these characters like if you think of like Percy Jackson or any of the popular series out there for middle grade. You always have someone who is I'm the reluctant hero. I've been destined to complete this journey. Oh, it's been thrust upon me. I got to go to school now to learn how to. Yeah. And she's not that. She's not the reluctant hero. She is the hero.
yeah.
That's her thing. And she's gonna be the hero, and Cobbs is her hero, and she's gonna be just like Cobbs. And it's not. She doesn't have any doubt, and I think that wouldn't work if this was from her point of view. The story wouldn't work. Um,
No, it would be too well. She'd be too peppy
it'd
for
be
me
it would be too much. You have to
as a
have
writer.
Galdif.
It'd be too much to
Well, you have to
write
have.
from her point of view. Like I would probably have to go like soak myself in ice afterwards, because it's just
Oh
too
my
much.
gosh.
Uh,
You have
but
to have Galdifort ground her.
yeah,
Galdifort grounds the story in that.
but also I think the thing that I just thought about Dewey is like when as you're saying that is she's different because in the normal scheme of things, the smart one is a female and the bookish one is a female, whereas we did the exact opposite here. The bookish one is the boy and The girl is the sword swinger, and barreling in head first into things. So yeah, I think that's what makes her different from the typical, or at least the stuff that I've read and the stuff that we grew up on. In the '90s when ZB Steel was barely a zygote in his parents' eyes, that type of stuff. But yeah, I mean that's what I think is a good different kind here too.
Yeah. She is. Oh, thank you, Zebe. Jimmy. Okay, I'm not mad at you anymore. Okay, so I'm just joking. I'm just joking.
No,
So
ZB, it has not.
has it been like this the whole? What? Oh, what's he talking about? I'm not even listening to him. He convinced me he didn't know who Elvis was last time. And
Dewey, that was a troll job, bro.
oh man, that was the best. I mean,
He
I do.
got you good.
Well, he got you too.
I knew after a while that was not true, but like at first it made me question. I won't lie. I was
Yeah, it was
pretty
amazing.
flummoxed, but I definitely knew it was.
Anyway, the I just wanted to get your thoughts on this question because I think Tana is she has to be one of these characters, and in book two, we're going to see a lot more growth from her or like from her story. Like I think that's all you can do. You can't cram that into the first one, but
No, and
she
we
does.
purposely didn't put a whole lot of backstory in there for
Yeah.
her at
What's
all.
her last name though?
Well,
We
I know
don't.
what it is, but none of our
But
readers do.
but in the book you don't know. You just know
Yeah.
it's Tana the Tendersword, and it's
Yep.
not. It's almost a bizarre thing, after the fact, after all of this has been written, we're like, oh, weird. That's right. We have a main character who's the name of the book who we don't really know anything about,
Yep.
except that she's just this one way. And, I would want her to be my hero. I would want her to come to my rescue because she would do it and do it in a pure way. But anyway, so that's it. I mean, I do have two more questions, but we're
Tim
kind
has
of at.
one that we need to ask.
Oh, could Pegs defeat Sauron? Oh, ay, ay, ay. Well, I don't know.
Well, are we
Maybe,
talking about the eye, or are we talking about Sauron when he goes down and actually fights Isildur?
yeah. We need to know. Is he bodiless or well, and honestly, I think if I think Pegs could take on Sauron. I don't know if he could defeat him.
So, Pegs, if you would liken him, and if you read the book, you probably got some theories about Pegs. I know a lot of people have figured it out, but it's not exactly difficult. But Pegs is basically almost like the Aragorn in the group, in the team.
Yes.
Like he's the hero, but he's also the antithesis of Aragorn because he's lazy as the rooster and sleeps the whole time. But
He sleeps most of the time. It's really funny. And just a little spoiler too, everyone seems to be able to understand him except Galdifort. So like Tana understands him and they talk and laugh and giggle at Galdifort's expense, and it's infuriating. Um, but you have those relationships where, like, say you're out with your friends, and then but there's two friends that are like closer, like they're good friends, and so they start side eyeing one another and having this little quiet conversation in front of you, and you're like, so what are y'all talking about? It's kind of like that, and
yep.
and anyway, Pegs is I've if I had the time, I would love to have a spin-off with him that's a graphic novel, like just a comic or something where we could
As Pegs.
just Pegs. like an adventure, Adventures of Pegs. I don't know. I'm just kind of talking, but he's so fun to draw, and just he's just a
I
rooster.
mean, there
And
is a story there because obviously Pegs was
yeah. There's a story.
involved
Hold on.
in some things. Oh, where's Dewey going?
Yeah, I hold on.
You left me. You left me.
I'm coming back. I wanted to show you something.
You left
So
me.
I got this. It's not pegs, but I want to convert. I want to get another one to make it pegs. But this is a Lego model of Hey Hey. But wouldn't this make a perfect pegs? Like if I could make it with a peg leg,
Well, fix the googly eyes because
Well, yeah, he
his
does.
eyes just like go all over the place.
Yeah, he does. But I just love this model. Anyway, I got it thinking I would be really cool to have it with a peg leg. But yeah, you're right about the googly eyes. Oh, well, that's it. Let me go ahead and remove this and come back. So, final thoughts, Bill. What's next for us? What are we doing?
Well, we need to get book 2 out.
Oh.
Am I allowed to start reading it yet? That draft, or you caught up after our last talk?
1 through 8.
Okay.
Wait. No, let me work on tonight. Start tomorrow. I want to get some things kind of. Bill is experiencing the full brunt force of my as y'all call it in a pejorative way, plotter syndrome. Do you want to tell them what I've done?
It's so his yeah, this is not the title of the sequel, Dave. Dewey is a plotter to the max, and when he showed me his outline, it was like 91 pages, which Tanna itself is 200 some pages, so it's almost like half of the book, really.
Wait, well, hold on.
So
okay,
yeah, but no, we are Dewey has worked on the first draft. So the process that we do is Dewey does the first pass, mainly because he's the one that does the plot beats and he's got that middle grade voice. So my next phase, or like once he gets that first draft completed or ready to go, then I do the basically to crash it all down to the ground and bring it back up. And that's what I do as an editor. That's what I do.
No, I know. No,
that's how I draft my books.
Dewey's burning. Bill.
No, I just try to
rein me in. That's what he does.
Together.
Yeah, but it's fully outlined. Mostly
in 91 pages.
That's just the outline. Because I also have I have character pages and I have lore pages, and I'm using Google Docs. So for all those haters out there that hate Google Docs, including Bill, I'm using Google Docs because it's simpler to share and collaborate that way versus Scrivener, which is not a collaboration tool. So, all right. Good night, Tim. Thank you for coming.
We're gonna go to
Google Docs for live.
So what is the title of book 2 that's going to come out hopefully in the fall? That's the game plan.
It is The Quizzical Quandary of Tanna the Quest Seeker. So TTTT, for those who might be keeping track. But yeah, that's it. The Quizzical Quandary of Tanna the Quest Seeker.
And we also decided, no Dave.
Quana?
No Dave.
What is Quana?
To make it alliterate.
Oh, no, Dave.
No. So one thing, before we go, final thoughts, one thing we did decide on.
You're going to announce this.
Yeah, I'm going to announce it. Why not? It's been a year. So with this success we've kind of seen, we are going to try our hands at querying again, because we'd like to get this into Scholastic or that type of thing. But regardless if that happens or not, we have changed the game plan. We're not doing 3 books anymore. We are going to do a 5-book series, whether we make it or not. And we're ready to go. We want a full 5-book series and get everything we want to do out of it.
Super excited. Yeah, especially after all this lore building and world building and planning, I was like, there's no way we can do this in 3. It's got to be 5, and
Yep.
I'm super excited about that. Now, whether it gets done in this decade,
it will, because I've already told Dewey that's the game plan.
Yes, I know. See, that's the other thing. He keeps me on task.
Yep.
So everyone, thank y'all for coming. This was so
thank you.
awesome.
This was fun little celebration.
And it was great to see everybody in the chat. All of our friends that have been with us for, if not from the beginning, for a very long time.
Yeah,
so
from the beginning, most of it, vast majority of it. So thank you guys, everyone. This was awesome. This has been a great year. We're moving on up, going to year 2. Expect bigger things.
Yo, wait, what is it the kids do?
Yeah, that's not in style anymore, Dewey.
I don't even know what that is. What was that? Like
dabbing?
Blowing your nose, dabbing? Yeah. That's it. I don't even know what that means. I'm just mimicking.
Might know. He's that age.
All right.
Hey, thanks everyone. See you next time on Smudging or Curmudgeon. We have Laura Huey as our guest.
Oh, that's
next
right.
Week, Laura Huey will be on, and we're going to talk about her Sunset Dragon memoir and her other books.
I'm so excited to talk to her.
Next Wednesday.
She's like one of the best people.
Yep. Can't wait for this one. That'll be a good one. So hopefully see you next week.
All right.
Thanks,
Bye-bye,
everyone.
y'all.
Bye.